on the right. William Miller playing Stoneblade, one Vendilion click, and interestingly, I know talking to our last Legacy champion at Atlanta, he cut the clicks.
Yep.
He said that he liked that the click wasn't doing enough for him, and that having a card like Geist of St. Traft was what he preferred.
Yeah, I think again, click is much better against the dishonest decks. But if you're expecting a lot of decks like Maverick and just more combat-oriented decks in general, I think Geist becomes much more attractive. On my list earlier, discussing like underplayed cards and underplayed decks, Vendilion Click actually, for me, is sort of on the other side. I think it's gotten significantly more play than its actual power level would suggest.
And if we remember, during the early moments of Lorwyn's influence on Constructed, Vendilion Click saw almost no play, and a big part of the reason was Fairies itself was everywhere, and Vendilion Click not as great when you're dealing with tons of 1/1 flyers all over the place.
He is bad against Bitter Blossom, or it's bad. So there's multiple of them in the artwork. I assume it's gender neutral.
I'm trying to think what they looked like, because there are certainly.
It's also just like, it's really weird that card's legendary, because his name is Vendilion Click, not like a proper name, and it's just like a couple of them hanging out together. It's not like there's one.
Well, here's why, right? They're really exclusive.
Right.
It's this particular group of people.
Yeah. If any legend in the history of Magic has gotten more, I didn't know that was legendary reactions, I think Vendilion Click's probably number one.
What's the most I didn't realize that couldn't fly reaction?
Oh, I lost a draft to John Sonny, the Gust Cloak guy in Onslaught, the white 2/3/3 with Gust Cloak test. That guy's got like a cape, and there's like wind coming out of him. And he's just hitting me every turn, and I'm just like, no blocks, no blocks, no blocks, no blocks. And he's like, you could just put your 3/3 in front. Had no idea, that guy.
Tony Chu actually played 2 Geist of St. Traft in his winning list from last week.
Yep. I mean, I like Vendilion Click a little bit better in the LA metagame, which is historically a lot more, like combo / Light from the Loam. Like, the decks where you kind of want a click, there's more of them there. But the elimination rounds, there's been some Reanimator, I guess, but...
Well, one of the things you bring up there, the idea of regional metagames, and I think this is actually a true thing. There are regional metagames. I mean, I know that, for example, if I travel to Indiana and I'm playing in a format where there's a white weenie style deck, it's more likely to see play there in Indiana. And if I travel to Chicago, it's more likely to be, if there's a deck that is red, there's more likely to be red players playing there.
Yeah.
People love what they love. And when you're growing up in the game, so to speak, people around you love something, you can grow to love it too.
I'm pretty sure that the scenes that have like a big limited influence are way more likely to be attracted to creature decks, because you get a huge edge from like your creature combat. The scenes without a big limited, the areas without a big limited scene are much more likely to be combo and control oriented.
That's actually really interesting, because I could really believe that to be a true hypothesis.
Right, because the Madison scene's got like a lot of drafting, right?
Yeah, Madison's crazy for drafting.
And a lot of the players from there I definitely associate with like either red decks or mid-range beatdown decks or whatever the case. So are we underway, or they're still doing
their pre-game rituals here,
throwing the salt over their shoulder and whatever else they go.
Yeah, so you were making a sumo reference there? Okay. I can't remember the name of that opening ritual, but I always thought the opening sumo ritual was really cool.
Yeah, it is cool. I only know it because of
Street Fighter?
Yokozuna.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Street Fighter. That would have been sweet.
Rest in peace, buddy. An old professional wrestler. Had a good rivalry with Bret Hart in the mid-90s. He was an early influence for a younger Patrick Sullivan.
I definitely would play the sumo characters in things like Street Fighter and Tekken. E-Honda.
Yeah.
Oh, 1,000 hands.
Yeah.
Here they come.
1,000 hands.
I can see Rashad right now laughing at me for playing E-Honda. He'd be like, well, I'm going to play Dalsum against you just to show you what's up.
Yeah. I like a Balrog. I like not being allowed to kick. I like just mono punch beat down.
William Miller opens up with Misty Rainforest.
Yeah.
Blanca was my go-to. Blanca definitely the go-to. John Kassari fetches with his Wooded Foothills. I'm going to guess either for a Green Sun Zenith or a Noble Hierarch.
Mother of Runes could be on the table too.
That is possible as well, but I'm going to bet on the other two being the card he plays.
Well, I didn't see his hand, so...
Neither did I.
All right.
Yeah, Green Sun Zenith. Just going on the numbers.
You still got it.
Well, just twice as many of the one kind, you know. Yeah. And it's, I think, the preferable opening line is to develop your mana.
Yeah, for sure.
Mana Leak. I know one player walked by. They said they'd only been to a couple Legacy events, and they were surprised to see Mana Leak in the hands of some of the players in Legacy, given the sheer power of some of the spells that are around.
Well, I mean, Mana Leak in Legacy, it's not like a... There's some decks, but a lot of decks are really tight on mana and don't have a lot of mana flowing around.
Yeah.
So... You know, it's actually a little bit different because if any deck in the format is capable of like dragging the game out and getting to a position where it has a million mana and can actually play over the top of the league, a Maverick deck is one of them. But a lot of decks in Legacy are just casting their spells, and Mana Leak's gonna just work 99% of the time against those decks.
And it means that this set of lands,
right.
Plains Island, can actually cast a quasi hard counter. It's not really hard, but
yeah, it's not even just like going and getting the two basics, although that's valuable. There's a variety of colorless lands in the blue-white deck. Like there's a Tower of Magistrate, 3 Wastelands, 4 Mistress Factories, and a Riptide Laboratory. So anything that you can do to sort of ease up your colored mana requirements, I guess if we're comparing it to just actual counterspell, helps out a lot when you have all these colorless lands.
Stoneforge Mystic is summoned, and it pulls forth an Umezawa's Jite.
All right, and a turn
Knight
to
of the
Knight
Reliquary.
That's going to get a Force of Will out of William.
I'm pretty sure if you look at the art of Tetsuo Umezawa from Legends, that he's carrying a Jite in his hand.
That would be a weird card to draw design inspiration from. It's like, do you remember that guy from Legends? And everyone's like, no, of course not. I have never heard of this card in my life.
Mishra's Factory from William Miller.
So now...
William Miller, I think, in really good shape right now.
Yep. Even if the Stoneforge gets killed somehow, he can still get, with another land, he can still get the...
Oh, look at this. A preemptive Jite from John Kassari.
Yep.
Excellent, excellent play.
I mean, this is going to just draw out a Mana Leak, I would assume.
Yep.
So it saves off things for a turn, but...
That's worth it.
Yep. No, it's better than doing nothing, that's for sure.
Land. This would be an excellent moment to Punishing Fire. One less body on the table to carry a Jite.
Yep.
Jite, pardon.
He has a Plow in his hand, too. So he's going to cast a Goyf, looks like.
Tarmogoyf is currently instant, land, artifact. I think that's all we got.
Hope you guys enjoyed the cupcakes. Yeah. So well. Yeah, that second game was a pleasure, dude. That was awesome. The second and third game was awesome.
Jacob Corey just coming by to say goodbye. He played a really great match, Maverick on Maverick. The game in play right now, untap for John Kassari. Yeah. We've got untap for William Miller, says go.
All right, the Glyph's going to get in there.
William just takes the Goyf. Makes sense. End of the turn, we have Umezawa's Jite coming into play from Stoneforge Mystic. Untap. Remember, the plow is in John Kassari's hand. Swords to Plowshares is going to be stopping the equipment from being able to make a connection.
Yep.
Is that a Force of Will that he's looking at, tossing? There we are.
And yeah, again, this shows sort of the limitations of Force of Will in some of the more honest matchups. It's like he's 2 for 1 himself, and he's not, he's not actually stopping John from really doing his thing. He's just getting some... he's not generating a ton of tempo with it. He's not pushing anything through.
Spell Snare there for the Scrib Ranger.
He still needs to find an answer to... he's willing, yeah. He's saying, come on, come get it. You want to block and get you want to chump and get your 2 tokens? That's fine. Oh, the Wasteland definitely justifies it.
Ouch,
now he's just,
nice.
Yep.
Good play by John Kassari, followed by a Green Sun Zenith. Wow.
Yeah, that turn was a...
That was a wrecking ball.
Beat down.
Brainstorm from William Miller.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what he's actually able to dig for here.
And we see the Swords to Plowshares, I think, in William Miller's hand here. Going to do some work.
I mean, not a ton, but...
Well, it's stemming the bleeding a little bit.
It's some time, but... Yeah, he's just sacking the Horizon Canopy in response, I guess, for the extra life.
One more point.
It looks like Punishing Fire has just been drawn.
Goyf still hits.
Quick confirm on the... Sort of in the lower tier of the annoying part of the
Oh, look at this. Taps out Lace Kassali Pride Mage. No mana for it yet.
Yep, but that's funny. He had to use one of the counters on the Jit to kill the Dryad Arbor, so...
Yep.
We're in the clear. And that's Grove to go along with the Punishing Fire in his hand, so...
Well, John Kassari has everything.
Yeah, just gaining 2 off the Jit and...
Island from William Miller. Almost no life left. A single swing here should take care of it. Nope. Snap. Oh, Vendilion Click.
Yeah.
Punishing Fire just to say,
yeah.
Nope, nope, nope. He wants to get some more information. Information he already has, really.
Yeah, you know the deck list.
All
right.
And to the board. And while they go to the board, we're going to come back to you for the chance for a year of free premium. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan.
I'm Patrick Sullivan.
And this is the finals right now of the Star City Games Live Open Series here in Los Angeles. It's Legacy today. We've been playing quite a few rounds of Legacy. And so the quick trivia question, earlier today we saw a wonderful deck that had some kind of unusual art that features a famous math equation. It's very heavily featured on this art from this old school Legends card. What card has a famous math equation on it that we featured earlier? If you prefer it's a physics equation, that might be a better way to...
Was this the match that I was gone for?
You were gone for this one.
Oh, I think I know what this is.
Now, don't give it away. If you want to get a year of free premium, what you need to do is you need to put the answer to hashtag SCG Premium, and if you are one of the lucky people who is a correct answer, who gives a correct answer on this, then you will be amongst those who could be selected. One of you will get 1 year of free premium. That's 1 year of excellent content. And let's pretend you are that kind of curmudgeonly folk who's like, I don't need that premium. I already know all the stuff about Magic I need to know. The important thing to remember is you can actually get information about what the field thinks that they need to know.
Am I right? No?
You're not right.
Oh my god.
So remember, the question is, what Magic card with a famous physics equation in the art it was played earlier today?
Can't believe I didn't get this.
Hashtag SCG Premium to get a year of free premium.
It's frustrating.
We've got some people that are nearby standing who are like, up and down, we know it, we know it, we know it.
Oh, man.
Patrick Sullivan kicking himself.
Do you know what this card stands for?
No.
Okay. I wrote an acronym down. I think it's the card I was thinking of is the one with
careful, we don't want to give it away. Sideboard options here for William Miller and John Kassari. William Miller, we saw his effective sideboard strategy against Reanimator, but against the Stoneblade deck, what are the cards you think he might bring in? Stony Silence is pretty good against equipment.
Yep, I like a Stony Silence.
Choke?
Choke is not that... I guess it's fine. It's probably worth bringing in. It's not spectacular, but...
Red Elemental Blast?
Awesome.
Life from the Loam. In a slow grind, I could see it being useful, but it doesn't actually change a losing position.
Yeah, and also he's got 4 basics to go get, so you're not going to be able to lock him out of mana. On the other side of things, William has 2 copies of Wrath of God, seem awesome. He has a copy of Frolic of the Progenitus, which seems quite good.
Fine, at least.
Yeah. 3 copies of Path to Exile. 2 Disenchants if he wants to fight over the equipment, but I'm not sure he wants to go there. And 1 Crucible, which seems...
Crucible is reasonable. It's not like... I'm not sure if the war is going to be fought on that level.
Well, I think that he's actually way more equipped to drag out a game and then wasteland lock John than vice versa.
That's acceptable. I mean, go ahead.
The presence of Pride Mage may mean that you don't want to go down that road, but...
I guess I kind of look at it, and Crucible will be effective, but will it be more effective than the other cards that he has?
Right. Well, again, I think, not to beat a dead horse here, but I think Forcible sucks. I don't know if he's going to cut it. I don't know if he's going to cut it or not, but... And the 1 Spell Pierce is not that exciting.
Yeah, I agree with you that when William Miller has access to Path to Exiles, the cards that he's going to be wanting to fight against with Force of Will are all creatures.
Yep.
And Path to Exile and Wrath of God can answer those creatures just as well.
Right. Yeah, and Wrath of God makes it a lot easier for William to try to set up Jace on a stable board, which is actually not the easiest thing for the Maverick deck to get out of. Game 1, it's almost impossible to do because there's so many little creatures that you can't really sweep up. But Wrath of God gives you much more of a shot at being able to set up that board state.
John Kassari is up a game here. We're in Game 2 of the finals of the Star City Games Legacy Open here in Los Angeles. Green Sun Zenith for 1, pushing for the Dryad, pardon me, at 1 mana for 0, getting a Dryad Arbor.
Yeah, he's just trying to ask William if he can shortcut through here and just get both of his lands at the same time. He knows that he doesn't have Stifle, so he's not playing around on the fetch. He's just asking if he can go get both lands at the same time.
You know you're playing against somebody that is not necessarily the nicest of opponents when they actually don't let you shortcut something like that. I've seen that happen. It's a pointless kind of low thing to do.
Yeah, I can understand keeping up appearances when the deck lists are unknown and, maybe there's Stifle in there and maybe there's not. But once the 75 are out there, just
Or if there don't exist things like a stifle in the format, for example, you know.
It's weird now with Phyrexia mana though. It's like who, you know, theoretically you have responses at like all times. So
William Miller lays a Tundra.
And he's got a plow
for the Arbor. It's so much better to green Suns out an Arbor than just to lay down an Arbor.
Yeah.
A Wasteland for the Tundra. William draws. I think I see a Spell Snare there. Mishra's Factory, go.
He's got multiple snares and a Jace.
Wasteland on the Mishras. And are we out of land? William Miller is out of land. John Kassari is not. He lays a Windswept Heath. Casts a Stoneforge Mystic.
He's going to be able to snare that.
Spell Snare.
See, that's actually a shortcut that I don't like right there. Because whether or not Stoneforge resolves could influence what land he wants to go get.
I completely agree with you in this situation.
Yeah.
And I would, were I William, I would be like, let's wait up a second and see how you're doing that.
Right. Obviously, they're just sort of speeding through the game at this point, but...
It's a late night. I'm pretty sure that both of these players had a long day yesterday. They've certainly had a long day today. Green Suns for X equals 1.
Yeah, that's gonna get a snare too, right? Like, there's no... No, he's letting it happen.
Is there a snare? A second one?
I thought he had 2. Yeah, he does. He has 1. He didn't cast it.
We're going to have to be a little careful. I'm not sure how much our voices might carry all the way across the room.
Fair enough.
But we'll try to make sure that we're speaking loud enough for y'all to hear. Noble Hierarch is fetched by the Green Sun Zenith. And Tower of the Magistrates.
That does not make white mana. Unfortunately.
It's that unfortunate orangish land era.
And turn Aven Mind Sensor.
What does that card do?
That one actually, that's one of the sort of confusing weirdos that I actually do know what it does. A lot of these cards are lost on me.
In for 3 with the Exalted trigger.
And he also has Punishing Fire. He has Punishing Fire Grove in hand, plus Red Elemental Blast, plus whatever other spells he has, and he's missed some land drops. So.
Look at that Red Elemental Blast.
His hand is pretty juicy.
It's okay. At the end of the turn, another Aven Mind Sensor.
Another bird.
And another Grove off the top. Comes in for 4. Only 1 more damage since the Exalted trigger goes away. Still, 1 more is 1 more. No land for William, I don't think.
I thought he drew.
Oh, nope. Discards Jace. He's like, hang on a second. I might want to do something at the end of the turn before you discard that. Yeah, there we go. Before you discard, I'm going to do this Punishing Fire thing. Take 2. I'm going to bring it back.
Yeah, I think we're
it doesn't bring it back. Umezawa's Jite. Spell Snare. In for 4.
I'm surprised he didn't Red Blast back there. It's like, what else are you... Oh, I guess the tower makes it pretty bad to try to... Never mind.
Tundra, go. End of the turn. Punishing Fire you. Take 2. Go to 5.
He can Snapcaster back a...
Heck, he can just Grove of the Burnwillows for the... Oh, he's got Snapcaster?
He has Snapcaster in hand. He can Snapcaster back a snare, but...
It resolves. So William now at 5. And John's like, then you're dead, right? I've got Grove of the Burnwillows. I got Punishing Fire. Go to 1. Snapcaster. Pyro. I should say Red Elemental, not a Pyroblast. And there's all she wrote. Pretty sure that's it.
Yep.
And a quick 2-0 victory.
What a weekend for John Kassari.
And actually, I think all around the world, people rejoice at the death of a Stoneblade deck at the hands of a Punishing Fire deck.
Yeah, Savannas and Taigas are always going to... It would take a pretty special deck for me